Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new here, hey, my name is Tina and welcome to my circus. Today's video, I'm going to be going over another one of the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection palettes. Today I'm going to be doing the Armed and Gorgeous palette. If you did see my last video, I did do kind of a brief overview of the entire vault, did some swatches, things like that. So if you are looking for swatches, I will link that video down below so that you can take a look at that and all of the palettes. But today, if you remembered from my last video, I did some swatching in here. They looked pretty good, but this green one was doing some weird things. It was coming out a little patchy, it was doing some strange things. So I personally want to see how it works on the eyes, and I'm going to create a little bit of a look with this palette today. So if this is something that you are interested in seeing, go ahead and stick around. Otherwise, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button before we move forward. Otherwise, we will go ahead and jump right on into the video. Alright, so I zoomed in all nice and close to my face, that way you guys can see what I'm doing with my eyes. I did already do my face and my eyebrows, things like that, because I will be just focusing on the eyes today. So I'm going to go ahead and pop on in to this beautiful palette here. I'm trying to figure out like what kind of a look I want to create with this, and part of me kind of wants to go in with this color Access, this little yellow color here, and just kind of lightly wash it all over the crease, then go in with the green and then see what we can kind of come up with. It's going to be kind of like a little bit, it's a little avant-garde, a little different. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Morphe M535 brush, this really big fluffy brush. I'm going to go ahead and just dip it right up. Ooh, hello, smack myself in the face with the brush. I'm going to go ahead and dunk right on into here. No fallout, just like the last palette, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and take some of that and wash that into the crease. So not super pigmented, which is not what I was looking for. I was just kind of looking for a nice little wash of just yellow, just to kind of warm up the crease just a little bit. So nothing too crazy. Alright, so we have the yellow that went ahead and popped in there. This worked out for me just because I was looking for kind of a faint wash of yellow. Otherwise, if you're looking for something that's like a really pigmented yellow, it's not super duper pigmented. I think that it also might have a lot to do with your skin tone too. I do have a deeper complexion, so these colors are going to come out a little bit, you know, it's going to be a little bit more muddled in my skin tone than somebody that has a fairer skin tone. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more of a tapered brush. I'm going to go in with a Morphe M576 brush, and we're going to just go right on into this color Top Secret right here. This green that I was talking, okay, that's got some fallout in it. I don't know if you can see that if I kind of zoom in on it, but there is a little bit of fallout there. So you can see it's pressed a little differently than the yellow that we were just playing with. So I'm going to take this and just go ahead and tuck this right on in to the crease. Not bad, it's actually pretty pigmented. I feel like the colors that I'm doing, it's kind of got like this weird like swamp monster vibe to it, or like 70s old furniture. It's kind of strange. Or I look like I'm bruised. It's kind of a weird color combination that I said do yellow and green. It's like a healing bruise. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this brush and just continue to blend this out. Alright, so there's the green. It's actually very pigmented and it does blend out kind of nice. The one thing that I will say that it's doing, and it's hard to see like up close, but if I can kind of zoom in a little bit here, see where it's kind of like dark, like right in here? Like I'm trying to blend this out, and it's kind of like where I put the green in, but it's kind of patchy there and it's kind of like dark, and I'm trying to blend that out. So I will say that the green is a little finicky, nothing terrible. I feel like if you sit here and blend, for a little bit, then it won't be too terrible, but I mean, who has all that time? Alright, next, I think I'm going to go into this color right here, Smooth Criminal. I'm going to go ahead and take that on a smaller blending brush, which is my MAC 224. I'm going to go ahead and dip on into there. I'm going to put this on the outer corner of my eye. Alright, so I took a little bit of the brown and put it on the outer corners of my eyes. I do want to go in with one of these colors. I do like this color, Guilt Trip right here. This is a really pretty color. I'm going to go in and apply that with a nice, dense, flat packing brush. So I'm going to go in with this guy right here. It's not labeled, and I don't even know where I got this from, but I mean, it works. I'm going to go ahead and pick this up on my brush. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pack this on to the lid. Dry, it's not picking up very well, so I'm gonna try and do this and wet the brush, see if that makes a difference. Do a little bit of MAC Fix Plus and spray down the brush, so let's go ahead and try this again. Which now it's starting to go on a lot better. So I am finding that the shimmers in all of her palettes, like they don't go on well dry. You do have to use them wet or put them on with a finger. And even wet, it's going on a little bit patchy in a weird way. Like it won't stick to certain parts of my eye. These shimmers are a little finicky. I'm gonna take a little bit with my finger and just kind of press it on top, which makes a huge difference. So apply these with your fingers, kids. All right, so the gold is really showing up now. I'm gonna go ahead and actually, I wanna deepen out the outer corner a little bit, so I'm gonna go into the color Prowl right here. I'm gonna take a very small blending brush, which is this guy right here. It is the Morphe E17 brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and dip on into there. Some fallout with that one, but nothing too terrible. I'm gonna take that and just kind of pack it into this outer corner. Take a nice clean blending brush and just kind of go ahead and diffuse this out. Alright, next I'm going to go in, I'm going to go back into that color Top Secret, that pretty green color. I'm going to go ahead and actually dust this underneath my lower lash line. Alright, I'm going to go off, I'm going to do a little bit of winged eyeliner and some... Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and throw on some black winged eyeliner and some lashes, and I will be right back with the final look. Alright, you guys, that is it. This is the finished eye look. Let me zoom in really quick so you can kind of look at the detail. So if I kind of zoom in here, this is basically what it's looking like. We used that yellow, we went in with that army green transition shade and also dusted that underneath the eye and then added the brown on the outer corner and the gold lid. I just threw on some black winged liner, threw on some black eyeliner on the bottom lash line and smoked it into the green, and then threw on a pair of Lilly lashes. These ones are in the style, they're in the style Goddess. It's their natural line, so they're not big ol' Miamis today, but they're a little bit more natural. So, final thoughts on the Armed and Gorgeous palette. I like it. However, there were some little hang-ups with it. I'm not going to get too mad at the palette because at the end of the day, it's a $15 palette. I do not expect for there to be some type of like groundbreaking formula. As much as like Jaclyn was talking about, it's this best formula and I spent all this time and it's groundbreaking and it's this and it's this. I don't think it's that. I've definitely played with eyeshadow palettes that have colors that are far easier to blend, things like that. The Bling Boss palette that I did the last tutorial on, that one was phenomenal. It blended well, it worked really well. This one has some tricky colors. I will say that green that was in there, I did have some colors with that green. It did, you know, get a little bit dark in the crease. I wasn't able to blend it out, but with some time and more blending, I was able to blend it out, but not everybody has that kind of time to blend out those things. The browns worked really well. I had a little bit of issues with the shimmers. Couldn't apply it dry. It went on really kind of patchy and like wouldn't stick in certain parts when I did it wet. However, when I did put it on with my finger, it went on flawlessly. So I do recommend putting them on with your finger. I do wish that it was a little bit more versatile to where you could use a brush though. But at the end of the day, like, it was a decent palette. Can I see myself using it again? Yes. I just know that I might have to work a little bit with this. This is the only color that I really had issues with out of, you know, anything that I used in this palette. Everything else worked pretty damn good, and it's got some really good colors, and I am actually really pleased with how the eye look came out. I'm not, you know, displeased with anything. The blending doesn't look bad or anything like that by any means. It's a good palette, especially for $15. It's a great palette. It's not bad by any means. I will just say that there was just that one shade, or the one shade and the one shimmer that I had a little bit of issues with, but it wasn't like end of the world, make it or break it. They still ended up working after I tried to play with them a little bit, so it wasn't too bad. So anyways, you guys, that is it. I will continue to play with these palettes. I will have 2 more tutorials coming up using the final 2 palettes in the vault. So if you did miss the Bling Boss tutorial, I will link that down below, like I said in the beginning of the video. I also go over swatches and I go over all of the palettes briefly in that one as well. So I did Bling Boss, I've done the Armed and Gorgeous. So next we will see the Dark Magic and the, I forget what the name of the other one is, but that's the one with all like the fall neutrals and all that pretty stuff in it. Otherwise, that is it, you guys. Thank you for following along in this tutorial, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.